Welcome back, everyone, to the channel. It's me, Alejandro Mendoza, or the Nerd Chicano. Either way, how you say it, it's all good here. And we're back again for another video as we look at another film in my collection. And today we're going to be discussing the Criterion Collection's release of Breathless from director Jean-Luc Godard on 4K Ultra HD. I hope y'all are doing well, my friends. I hope y'all are buying Criterions during this wonderful Barnes & Noble sale over at bnn.com or in stores. And of course, I hope you all have been watching some great movies. Thank you all so much for the support, and I hope you all have been enjoying the videos. Of course, if you would like to leave an extra helping hand, there is a Patreon set up over at patreon.com/thenerdchicano, where you can get early access to videos just like the one you're watching right now, along with really cool stuff like video essays and other goodies. But of course, it is not mandatory, but it is appreciated. If you can help, it's there. If you can't, I'm grateful that you all keep watching these videos, you interact with me, and you subscribe to the channel. Either way, all of that is so much helpful. Of course, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please make sure that you subscribe to this channel, click the notification bell so you don't miss a single piece of content that drops on the channel, and leave a like. And other than that, let's go ahead and get into this review of Jean-Luc Godard's Breathless on 4K Ultra HD. But first of all, let me go ahead and read from the back here, and then from there we will go ahead and look at the packaging and do this review. There was before Breathless, and there was after Breathless. Jean-Luc Godard burst onto the film scene in 1960 with this jazzy freeform and sexy homage to the American film genres that inspired him as a writer for Coucheers du Cinéma. With its lack of Polish surplus of attitude, anything-goes crime narrative, and effervescent young stars Jean-Paul Belmondo and Jean Seberg, Breathless helped launch the French New Wave and ensured that cinema would never be the same. Included in this 4K Ultra HD plus Blu Ray Special Edition is a 4K restoration with uncompressed monaural soundtrack, one 4K Ultra HD disc of the film presented in Dolby Vision HDR, and one Blu-ray with the film and special features. Interviews with director Jean-Luc Godard, actors Jean-Paul Belmondo, Jean Seberg, and Jean-Pierre Melville, director of photography Raoul Cotard, assistant director Pierre Rizet, and filmmaker D.A. Pennenbaker. Two video essays, filmmaker Mark Rappaport's Jean Seberg and critic John Rosenbaum's Breathless as criticism. Chambre 12 Hotel de Suède, a 1993 French documentary about the making of Breathless featuring members of the cast and crew. Charlotte et Saint Jules, a 1959 short film by Godard featuring Belmondo. Trailer plus an essay by scholar Dudley Andrew, writings by Godard, Francois Truffaut's original treatment, and Godard's scenario. And of course, this comes in at spine number 408 in the Criterion Collection, and this is the front of the packaging. This is the back. This is the spine. And then this is the other side of the spine. There you go. And then of course it's a digipack, so we just go ahead and open this. And you see a nice little pattern inside the actual box here. Put that aside, and then we have the front of the packaging here with a bunch of pictures from the film. It's the same thing with the back here. And then you open this up and we have a massive booklet here that says the original title of the film in French. And then this is the back of that booklet. And you open it up, you have the original treatment, you have essays, you have a lot of stuff, man. There's a scenario from Godard. You have transfer notes, production credits. You have restoration notes as well about the master. You have a lot of really cool stuff, and I really enjoyed the way they kind of made this look. Like, look at that. It looks so cool. But that is this nice booklet here. Nice and thick with 2 C's, my friends. And this is what a real booklet looks like. Then we go ahead and come over here. We have the 4K Ultra HD disc right here. And then we have the Blu Ray disc right here. And then we have just a simple green background. And that concludes our packaging of Breathless from the Criterion Collection. So I learned about this film back in my undergrad when I was in my French cinema course, and we discussed this film and we looked at clips mostly to discuss the French New Wave and their use of different techniques, but we never watched it completely. I watched Le Mépris in that class, which is in English it's called Contempt, and then on my own I sought out to watch 2 or 3 things I know about her. Now, Contempt is my favorite film from Jean-Luc Godard that I've seen, and then right under that is 2 or 3 things I know about her, which I adored and really enjoyed. And then finally now I'm able to watch Breathless, and I can tell you that I found more of an appreciation for Breathless from Mr. Jean-Luc Godard than I did any enjoyment or any intrigue in the subject matter of the film. Now, that is not to say that this is not the revolutionary film that it is, and I think that this works more as a statement of cinema than it is as a film that feels cohesive. To not sound completely negative, I really do like this movie. I love the performances from Belmondo and Serberg. I love the music, the cinematography, the film editing techniques that are presented here that give birth to the jump cut, and along with that I really like the nature of the execution of its filmmaking. But its pace just weighed down on me so much for a film that's 90 minutes. At times I really felt as the story was slipping through my fingers as I'm watching this, and it more so feels as a statement than a film that I'm going to be worth remembering. I'm going to remember this film as this revolutionary act that really pushed cinema in a different direction, more so than a movie that really impacted me and impacted my emotional state. I've seen Godard do better. I've seen him do films that feel so much different than this, and of course this is where it all begins for him. This is where his career really skyrockets, and because of that I appreciated it way more than I did like it all that much. But I have to say that I do like this movie. I don't think I could say that I enjoyed it. And maybe this is me needing a separate rewatch and having to sit down with the film for more time. But for now, I can tell you that I appreciate Breathless more than I enjoyed it. Now, let's talk about this restoration. So I watched this film on my Panasonic 4K player on my TCL 4K TV, and I listened to the audio from my TV speakers. And I have to go ahead and preface this by saying that I've never seen Breathless on the separate Blu Ray release that we got a long time ago in the Criterion Collection. I had never seen this before, and of course, the only frame of reference that I have for Breathless were those ugly YouTube clips that we watched in class that were mostly to observe the editing technique than the actual quality of what the film looks like. So I'm watching this for the first time and I'm experiencing its quality for the first time. And with that, I have to say that I like the way that Breathless looks, and I think they did a good job with its restorative effort. Now, when analyzing something like this, you have to think about the way that this was filmed. This was very ragtag, very boots on the ground, guerrilla type of filmmaking that probably didn't have the nicest film stock available. And they weren't using the greatest cameras. So you really have to think about what this looked like in the beginning. And because of that, I cut it a lot of slack. That is not to say that I found a lot of things wrong with it. I'm just saying that this is a movie that's not going to look like some of those other instances in the Criterion Collection with 4K or other non-boutique label releases on 4K. You have to really put your head into the budgetary restrictions that were placed on Breathless at the time. I love the detailing with the resolution. I think that the grain is so crisp. I love the way that the contrast and the white and black levels are really deepened and leveled there for us. And I think that the HDR helps it out just a bit. Of course, HDR is more so really helpful when it comes to color film, and you can see those colors pop. In here, I can't say that it makes anything too dark, so that was something that I really enjoyed, because usually sometimes when it's that high contrast film and you add HDR, it makes the movie look really dark. And in this instance, I think that HDR10 helped it out a lot to go ahead and bring out a little more of that detailing within the film. But nonetheless, I really enjoyed its restoration. I just think that this movie probably looked no different on Blu-ray, and I'm going to be really interested to see how it looked back then compared to this 4K Ultra HD release that we have now. I can't complain about anything when it comes to the audio. I think it looks fantastic. It sounds fantastic. I think that there's nothing that is out of the ordinary, nothing I can complain about. Everything is balanced. There's no humming, no hissing, no scratching, nothing that I would say was a major deterrent to the audio quality. And it is a mono soundtrack. It's not Dolby Atmos. It's not DTS HD Master Audio. It is not 5.1, 2.1, blah, 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 blah. It's none of that, but it works for what we have here, and it sounds really good. It doesn't sound anything like that I would say is bad. I enjoyed it for what it was, and I think they did a good job at cleaning up that audio. Of course, you have a good amount of special features here. I haven't watched any of these, so please bear with me. One of these days I will get to watching most of these. I do want to watch the short film that's in here because I'm really interested in it, especially if it has Jean-Paul Belmondo. But what I'm saying is that it has a good amount of special features, a good audio restoration, and a really good video restoration, and it's a good movie. And for $25, you can't beat it. This is definitely a movie you should consider picking up during this sale, but don't let it take precedent over something like Mean Streets or After Hours, Inland Empire, and any of those other movies. But if you're interested in Godard, if you're interested in French New Wave cinema, and you have a 4K setup, I recommend you pick this up. It's not a high recommendation, but it is one that, let's say you're looking for that final title, you have mostly everything that you want, and this is in the corner of your eye, pick it up, try it out, and let me know what you think. But of course, I would love to continue talking with you also in the comments. Make sure you tell me if you watched this film from Jean-Luc Godard. Do you own this Criterion Blu Ray or 4K Ultra HD? And let me know what you think about it. And of course, to continue on with the conversation and connect with me on social media, follow me at the Nerd Chicken on Instagram, Twitter, Twitch, Letterboxd, Serialized, and on TikTok. I'm the same handle on all of those. And of course, support the Nerdcore by checking out our podcast and our website at thenerdcore.com. Our Twitch and YouTube is under the Nerdcore. It's the same handle on both of those. We could really use your support, so please go over there and help us with your support. In the meantime, this is goodbye, but we'll go ahead and see each other soon when we look at another film in my collection. But for now, to my wonderful cinephiles and renowned scholars, celebrate the love of cinema today, tomorrow, and every day after. Catch you all in the next one, guys. Bye-bye.